not, it's the friendship bond. They have that friendship bond, which is a great foundation, and it'll carry them for a little while. It's not going to carry them forever, but it'll carry them for a little while.
How is Jeff with all this? I mean, it's 2 years, but now they're engaged. Like, I mean, is how is Jeff?
Um, okay, so publicly, I would say that he pretends it's whatever, it's not a big deal. Privately, I can tell that it bothers him for sure. But he is not allowing it to overtake him. I would say he's not jumping for joy for him. Although he may send them a nice gift, but he's not. I mean, come on, how would you feel? I mean, seriously. I mean, but we're both in the homosexual community. We know that this isn't something that doesn't happen, or at least for lesbians. I mean, I've got quite a few gay male friends, but for lesbians, pardon the French, but we have a tendency to be married to somebody 1 minute and then the next thing you know, and y'all don't come at me because y'all know it's true, to be dating somebody else, especially the younger crowd, although I am starting to see it in the older crowd too, which is to each his own. Love is love. Go for it. Have fun when you do it, but it's not uncommon.
It's not uncommon. I'm not so sure I would be okay with it. Now, mind you, if I dated you for 6 months and, I was over it and I dated you for 6 months and I was over it and the two got together, I would be
Yeah,
thrilled. I would be like,
right.
this is amazing. If you were the father of my child and I mean, granted, there's also a lot going on between these two, and it was 10
Yeah.
years. I mean, I don't think, no, I don't think I would be okay with this. No.
Well, my longest relationship with a female has been 17 years.
Wow.
And I can tell you now that if one of my if Casey and I broke up now and they started dating, like I said, the witchy box would come out. I'd be doing some binding spells, burning some sage. Yeah, there would be some shit going down because I wouldn't like it at all. It's too
Yeah.
close to it's too close to home.
It's too close to home. And even if you didn't know each other before, you obviously messaged each other
Right.
online because of me, the fact that I exist. So,
Right.
yeah, I'm not sure it would. Well, maybe that's the two faces that you saw in the beginning that Jeff, because Jeff has made some comments about this. Now, not all of them have been good. Now, I can also tell you, let me just give you some backstory that Jeff and Gage is co-parenting, that Jeff has money.
Hmm.
Gage, I guess does okay for himself, but a lot of people think, look, there's two schools of thought of the listeners in this that, Jeff is difficult, like you say, all these people he drives away. He's very particular, OCD, it's his way or the highway. I mean, it was a living hell for Gage, and there's other people that have been there, like Chef Stu and others, where it's just like the story's all the same. Like
Right.
you put that coffee cup down wrong, and this is a guy is a nightmare, and it's like, get me out of this prison. Now, the other side of the story is not so fast. Gage is, they're always in court. They still have a lot of problems co parenting Monroe. Jeff has money. I don't know the exact details of it, but I believe Gage gets money and gets a bunch of money because Jeff does, it's Monroe's father. I don't think he would get any money if it
Right.
wasn't Monroe's other father. But,
Right.
a lot of people think Gage is a fame whore, gold digger, says he doesn't want to be in the public eye, but loves all this. It's like every time they go back to court, some people say, well, of course they're in court. Jeff's difficult, doesn't agree to anything. Other people say, no, Jeff is so happy. The minute he's happy, Gage just can't let go because, Jeff has money and is famous. And, Gage just can't get over the fact that, like, it's over. And, you got the short end of the stick per se if it
Well,
really wasn't a prison. So it's really down the middle the way people feel about this.
and I mean, I'm gonna say that it is 50-50. I think that both parties are probably 50% right. Because I don't think that Gage is necessarily an attention whore. Um, I think that he might like it sometimes when it looks good for him. And I do think that he feels like, he likes the money, but I don't feel like it's just about the money. Let me just explain something really quickly so people kind of understand where I'm coming from, because I just need you to. When you live with somebody and it feels like it is domestic terrorism within your home, and some people who are extremely OCD or assinistic or whatever, by the end of the relationship, um, you feel like you deserve something. I can say that from personal experience, from 17 years from with a narcissist. I am telling you, at the end of that, you feel like you deserve something because it truly does feel like a prison sometimes. So just saying, kind of feel like that. But now let me tell you though, I don't think that Gage is squeaky clean. I personally don't like their energies together. But I feel like I do feel like he's doing a good job in what he's doing. You know what I mean? Like I feel like he's handling things pretty decent.
I mean, you don't need to preach to me. If I was with you for a week and you had a ton of money and it was all about you and it was my exit time, I would say, well, what are you giving me here? I deserve
Exactly.
something. I'm
You
also
do.
a lawyer, and I feel if the law is on your side, I don't care if you're right, wrong, or indifferent. I have no qualms about just go and get the damn money.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
So, because that's before we move on to another topic, because that's the thing Jeff said. There's two things Jeff has said, and maybe this is where he's saying one thing publicly and another. He said, in a way, he said, no, like I like Scott. Scott loves Monroe, my daughter, and,
Mhm.
hey, but maybe, yes. But Jeff has also said, let me tell you something. Gage is a gold digger. And Scott has money, and Scott comes from money. And let me tell you what's going to happen. This is Jeff speaking. There's going to be a prenup, and Gage will absolutely sign that to make it seem like, oh, I don't care about the money. And he will probably end up adopting, because, oh, Scott also, I should tell you, Scott has a child. After Scott and Gage started dating,
Mhm.
Scott has his own child. He probably looked at
Oh,
Jeff
okay.
and Gage and said, "I'm going to have a child on my own." So he does have a child.
Right.
So it's like a blended family. When Scott
Right.
and Gage are together, there's two children. So, but Jeff says, "I bet you that Gage somehow decides to become the father to Scott's. He'll sign the prenup, but he will now become the father to Scott's child. They might even have their own child together, and somehow, just give it a minute." Gage is one step closer to all of Scott's money, and this is how it's going to happen. Meaning that, yes, he is a total gold digger. Do you feel
Yeah.
that?
I think that it's a very real possibility that there may be another child between the two of them, for sure. I don't think it's just because of the money, but I do think it sets him up pretty good if they and when they separate, for sure. But again, I'm not saying he's a gold digger. He's a good father. Like energetically, he is a good father. And if you're going to have kids with somebody and you separate and they are taking care of the kids most of the time, then it is the other person's responsibility to make sure that the finances are squared away. Just saying. I mean, moms do it all the time. So what's the difference between moms and these, guys? Gage.
None.
Nothing. Not nothing.
Well, I guess we'll see soon if we start to hear
I
about
know. I'm
Gage having
excited. I'm
another
gonna have to
child.
watch this now.
See,
This is making me
this
think
one
about a book.
interests you, right? I mean,
Yeah.
trust me. Would I be okay with my 10-year ex? I mean, I don't have a 10-year ex, but if I did, no, no, I would not be okay with any of this, actually. If I dated
Right.
each of these people for a short period of time, and I didn't care, sure. All my exes I
Right.
dated for, 2 months, go marry each other, and I wish you the best of